Hey everybody, this is Trigger, and nothing gets me untriggered like good guys. And ain't none gooder, must be a better word than gooder. Oh, ain't none better than Sarge. Uh, begun these Clone Wars have. Hey everyone, welcome to Infinite Realms. Today on Action Force Week, we're gonna compare Mattel, Hasbro, and Valaverse Sergeant Slaughters. So, why do I include the Mattel one? Because I can do this meme. Okay, quite literally, that is the only reason I included the Mattel one. So, alright, let's get the comparisons out of the way. Now, in fairness, the Mattel one's kind of older. And this is from the absolute worst idea for Sergeant Slaughter ever by Vince McMahon to have him as an Iraqi sympathizer. But it got him the world title. So, I can understand Slaughter's doing it, but, everybody just kind of went, huh? When it went down. And this is one of the worst ideas ever. But the cool thing about this figure is, first off, his hat doesn't work. He does get credit for having the best sunglasses of any of these. These fit on and stay on, even without the hat. But also, his jacket is removable. As such, if you're an industrious customizer and you really wanted to go this route, you could probably turn this one into a Desert Sergeant Slaughter. I don't, I wouldn't do it. And I think there's a high chance that, Sarge may come back to the WWE line. So, don't, maybe not this one. And to be fair, I mean, this isn't a bad figure, but it is an older figure, so it only has single joints on the arms and pins, of course. So, yeah, I really just have this guy in here for that meme, and that was it. Just the Spider-Man meme. Yeah. I know, it's corny, but I was just going to do Hasbro and Valaverse, but then I just had this idea. I got this one for $5 at Ringside Collectibles on one of their Black Friday sales, and I don't know, I just thought I'd throw it in here just for fun. I'll have a proper review of it later. But let's move on, and we'll go ahead and start looking at Hasbro. So here's the Hasbro Sarge. Up front, he's got pins. And he's totally reused of the most recent Roadblock. And that's kind of weird. You'd think a guy of Slaughter's stature would get a new figure or some new parts. At least pinless, come on. But he didn't. Now, this is the latest one, too. That's what you have to figure out. But he comes with his hat, his sunglasses, of course. The sunglasses are okay staying on, but they don't do great. He's got his whistle. He has several hand options, including grappling hands, trigger hands, and, of course, pointers. He comes with 8 hands total. He has a swizzle stick and an AK-47. So a lot's been said about this gun choice. He stole it from one of the enemy. It's like in Heartbreak Ridge with Clint Eastwood, and I notice all these things get brought up after people started complaining about him having a AK, because it's Sarge, man. He should have a weapon that suits him. Yeah, okay. He also has the mini-me thing, which is kind of weird, but okay. Yeah. Yeah. I don't, and what's rough about that, this is one of the first figures in plastic-free packaging, and he ends up having a plastic figure. So, a figure in plastic, so it's kind of weird. It's almost like trolling. I don't know. The other thing is the price point, $33. This is supposed to be a deluxe figure. Advertised as 14 accessories. The articulation is typical normal, not a big deal. So, we move on to Valaverse. So the Valaverse Sergeant Slaughter comes with, shall I say, a plethora of stuff. He's got his sergeant hat. He's got his web gear. He's got his sunglasses. He's got alternate gear. He's got his big honking gun. Looks something like a 44 mag. Has a med kit. Has a holster. Has a vest and a marine cap. Has a grenade launcher. And comes with 9 hands. Price point, $2 cheaper than the Hasbro Sergeant Slaughter. Just pointing this out. Sorry, I'm just going to say it. Valaverse Sarge has a lot more accessories. So yeah, this is going to come down to posing, and I'm going to spare the Mattel version of the embarrassment because that's mean. That's just so mean. Alright, so as you can see, I'm trying to get a goofy pose going on here. Yeah, and they both can pretty well pull it off. Not much difference there. Now, in this shot, I did have to heat up Hasbro Sarge's leg. And I mention this because everybody always complains you have to heat up the Valaverse figures. Well, I had to heat up a Hasbro figure because the top part of his knee was locked. It was very much locked in place, and I might have been able to He-Man it out, but I decided to heat it up and just not, to avoid breakage. So then we'll move on to the sidekick, to which, okay, I'm going to tell you what. I tried a dozen different ways to get the Hasbro Sergeant Slaughter to do the sidekick, and he wouldn't. He's too top heavy. He kept falling over. He cannot do it, period. So that's a win for Valaverse. Now, in saying all this, am I saying that Valaverse is better? No, I'm not saying any one of them are better. I'm letting you decide. What is your criteria for a figure? Is it weaponry? Is it accessories? Is it likeness? All the likenesses look good. They do look different. Again, they're portraying Sergeant Slaughter in a different light. You got the younger one in the Hasbro one. You got a more experienced Sarge in the Valaverse one. You got a more professional wrestler one that's kind of sort of middle-aged in Mattel. So again, it kind of depends on where you're aiming at. These all work. I will say though that I did not feel the Hasbro Sergeant Slaughter was a very deluxe figure, and I did buy it on sale for the price of a normal classified figure. I don't think I would own it otherwise, because I did not like that price tag for what you got. I did not see the value. I did see the value in the Valaverse price. So, take that as you will. Okay, so what is my personal preference? I lean towards the Valaverse because you get so much more for your money. And it's actually cheaper than the suggested retail of the Hasbro Sergeant Slaughter. I'm not a big fan of the, quote, deluxe that are not deluxe figures proposed by Hasbro. Whereas Valaverse is maintaining some consistencies, except with their exclusives or in short supply ones. This is my personal opinion, nothing more. That's all I'm saying. Oh, and Valaverse Sarge is pinless. I like pinless. It's cool. Alright, so there we are. That's going to wrap up this comparison of the 3 Sergeant Slaughters. Okay, 2. I just added one in for fun. But don't forget to like and subscribe, and I hope you're enjoying Action Force Week. I'm having fun. This has been a great week. I'm going to wrap it up over the weekend. It'll end on Sunday. So stay tuned for that. It'll be a good time. All right, don't forget to like and subscribe.